to Durbania, I'm Durbin, and this is my theological analysis for Tropic Thunder. Why Tropic Thunder? Because we got a Tom Cruise movie coming out, American made, and I went back to look at other Tom Cruise movies to look at what could be a good theological analysis, and my wife just laughed and said, well, we could just have a little fun with it, do Tropic Thunder. And I hadn't even thought about that, but he plays Les Grossman in Tropic Thunder, and that character is freaking hysterical. And I hadn't seen this movie in a while. I was like, yes, let's do that. One of the things I love about Tropic Thunder is not only is this movie hysterical, but I think it shines a little light of truth on Hollywood. Now, it's exaggerated because it's a Ben Stiller directed comedy, but nonetheless, it's still a light of truth that it's shining. And the light of truth that it's shining is this: Hollywood is fake. Hollywood is fake because Hollywood is insecure, so it's hiding behind this facade. Hollywood is insecure because it's got an emptiness inside and it cannot fill that emptiness. And I feel like the characters in Tropic Thunder really do tell that story. In fact, I mean, the whole story, Tropic Thunder, is supposed to be based off this book, which is based off a true story, which turned out not to be a true story written by this guy, Four-Leaf, who really just was looking for meaning in his own life. So, I mean, the whole thing is built on this facade, and it's about digging deep into the facade and finding the truth that is underneath it. And what's really interesting about these characters is, so you have Ben Stiller and Jack Black playing Tug Speedman and Jeff Portnoy. And these two characters are characters seeking identity outside of the franchises that made them famous. I mean, you have Tug Speedman, who became famous through this action series, Scorcher.
Who left the fridge open?
And this is like your typical late 80s, early 90s, huge action franchise. It took Tug Speedman, it made him a household name, an international sensation, but it did not fulfill that emptiness that is inside of him, so he's looking for identity outside of that franchise. So he goes and he plays this character, Simple Jack, and he puts his whole heart and his whole soul into this character, and the movie just bombs. Why did it bomb? Well, Kirk Lazarus has his own theory on that.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
But the point is it bombed, it burned him, and it still left him in emptiness, which is why he's doing Tropic Thunder. You have Jeff Portnoy, who is so famous for this fatty series, you know, playing multiple characters in the fat suit, lots of farting. But what's upsetting to him about this, he even says it in the movie, is that people only care about him for his farts. So he feels utterly meaningless outside of that franchise, so he's seeking the meaning outside of the franchise. So he's doing Tropic Thunder to show that he's more than that and to find that meaning, on top of the fact, throughout this whole movie, his character is going through withdrawals because he's a drug addict and he can't get near his drugs. And so when they get to the Flaming Dragon hideout, that's like his main goal, is to get to all the drugs that they're making because he's an addict, because he's medicating his pain. He's medicating that emptiness that he's got inside of him. And so because of all that emptiness and all that stuff, that's what's going on with him. Then you have Kirk Lazarus, Robert Downey Jr., probably my favorite character in this. He's your quintessential method actor. And the reason he's a method actor is because there's this scene that at the end I think is so hilarious and so deep at the same time. It's where all the characters he's played, all the dudes he's played, begin to emerge in one heap of insecurity.
Not Sergeant Lincoln Luther, nor am I Father O'Malley. Or Neil Armstrong. I think I might be nobody.
So he's playing all these characters. He's this strong method actor, not because he's so great at it and that's what he wants to do, and he is good at it, but he's a method actor because he's afraid he's a nobody. So he dives into those characters to become those characters, either to medicate that pain, to find some sort of identity, but either way, it's driven by that fear that he's a nobody. I mean, even outside of his films, where he has this reputation in Hollywood for just being the bad boy and all that stuff, I'm convinced that's another character that he's made up and he's playing because he's afraid that he's a nobody. And that brings us to Tom Cruise. Les Grossman. The dude is freaking hysterical, but he is your studio head. He represents the be-all, end-all in this movie. He is the institution. He can red light or green light your feature. He can make or he can break your career. This is the dude that, in a sense, they're all looking to. And what does he do? He is a predator. He is a predator feeding off of their emptiness and their insecurities and profiting from it. To the point, Tug Speedman lost in the Vietnam jungle, captured by Flaming Dragon, and he's being held hostage and they're gonna kill him. And Les Grossman is like, sweet, because I can make more money if he dies than I could if he lives and I try to revive his career. Yeah, and he starts like dancing and rejoicing over the money that he can make over the death of Tug Speedman. The point here is you have all these actors and all these people, and they're looking to the institution to bring them fulfillment. So really what this takes is this rookie actor named Sandusky. This is his first big motion picture and all that stuff. It really takes him to give them the reminder as to why they're here to begin with. I mean, the movie doesn't get into why they started acting, but when you listen to Sandusky talk, you kind of get the idea. I mean, he looks at Kirk Lazarus and he goes, dude, you're the reason I wanted to be an actor. When I was in acting school, I did every single one of your monologues. I mean, they look at Tug Speedman and they're like, dude, we got chills in the theaters watching the Scorcher movies. They look at Jeff Portnoy and they're like, dude, you're hilarious. It's a good thing to make people laugh. They forgot why they were there. They forgot the reason that they were there, and they began to look to that institution to bring them fulfillment. And it was an ever-hungry beast that just left them hungry, and it left them empty, and it left them wanting, and they got so wrapped up in themselves and their own selfishness and their own egos that it began to cost them their identity. It's something I've even seen in the church world. I spent about 14 years in Christian radio before I did this YouTube channel, so I spent a lot of time in that whole industry in the church world, things like that. And one of the things that really just leads to scandals, that leads to that kind of junk, is sometimes people get so caught up in spreading the good news of Jesus that they begin to care nothing for Jesus himself. They forget the whole reason they're there, and rather than looking to the person that called them there for strength and fulfillment, they begin to look to that institution itself, which is just this ever-hungry beast demanding more and more and more. And it leaves them hungry, it leaves them in pain. They look at ways to medicate that pain, which is what leads to your scandals. So forgetting Jesus himself is what ends up leading to that absolute emptiness. In life, like the characters in Tropic Thunder, we are looking for a way to true fulfillment. We are looking for truth and transparency. We're looking to have a meaningful life. And Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. In other words, truth is not just some far-off ethereal concept. Truth is a person. It's Jesus. Love is a person. It's Jesus. And when we spend time in a relationship and a friendship with that person, we begin to find true fulfillment in life. It makes me think of this quote from C.S. Lewis. He said, I don't believe in the sun because I can see the sun. I believe in the sun because by it, I see everything else. It's the same thing with that relationship with God. The way that we have that relationship with him, it colors the way we see things. We're looking for truth. He is truth. He'll show us truth. He is the way. He is life. He is love. And when we have that personal relationship with him and we spend time with that relationship, there is true fulfillment to be had in life and true fulfillment in what we do. So if you saw Tropic Thunder, what did you think of that movie? What messages do you see in it? Also, what are some of your favorite Tom Cruise movies? Make sure to let me know in the comments. While you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian. Next to the subscribe button is that bell. Click that bell so you're notified the moment I drop new videos. And check out the other videos I got here. My other theological analyses, movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, all kinds of great stuff here. I would love to have you check out my other videos and become a Durbanian. I'm Durbin. Thank you for checking out Durbania.